I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. Our good sis Fantasia, she's a little too grown and a lot too married for her daddy to be online talking smack about her husband, even if it is true.
Sometimes the people who hurt you the most are the ones closest to you. That seems to be the case with Fantasia, who recently lashed out at her father for allegedly scamming her and attempting to damage her marriage. The situation has quickly turned messy and very public. As soon as her husband, Kendall, surprised her with a new engagement ring, her father began speaking out. He reportedly called her naive and accused Kendall of taking advantage of her. Fantasia, however, did not accept those claims. She made it clear that if anyone had ever betrayed her trust, it was her father, Joseph Burino. Now many are wondering what is really happening, and whether there is any truth behind his accusations.
So after Fantasia's husband done went and proposed for the second time, the right way, the daddy done come out and dropped the bomb on us, y'all. Y'all, that man came out and said Fantasia's husband out there stealing money from the camp. But see, I don't understand how you can steal money when what's his is hers and what's hers is his, right?
Fantasia has been traveling for her tour for quite some time, performing for large crowds in different cities. During a sold-out show in Houston, Texas, the night became even more memorable. In the middle of her performance, her husband, Kendall Taylor, stepped onto the stage and gently paused the concert to surprise her with a heartfelt proposal in front of everyone.
For 11 years, you woke up every morning and you chose me. For 11 years, you waited the curtain mother to hot chips. For 11 years, we fasted and prayed. So I'll give you a carrot for every year.
For those who may not know, Fantasia and Kendall have been married for 11 years. They decided to tie the knot after knowing each other for only 3 weeks. At the time, there was never a formal proposal, so Kendall felt it was important to finally give her that special moment. More than a decade later, he chose to make it happen in a big way. When he asked her to marry him again, the room filled with emotion. Fantasia fell to her knees, overwhelmed with happiness, holding the flowers he gave her. The audience cheered loudly and celebrated with them. It was a beautiful memory she will always cherish. However, less than a day later, her father, Joseph Burino, stepped in and changed the mood completely.
That walking out on, that's a publicity stunt. First of all, you walk across the I want y'all to love her and pray for her. The work that I put in with my kids at a young age, I dare not let somebody that I know manipulate. I got proof. You can't come on stage and put together a cry and this, that, and the other when I was just told a week or so ago by a financial person that was fired from her camp that they were running up on him because there was money missing and there was no paper trail on his part. The other folk got fired, but he got her fired. I had one, not only just one, to call me and said, how you gonna do your daughter like I ain't done nothing to my daughter, and I'm blessing my daughter.
Fantasia's father did not hold back when he spoke about the proposal. He dismissed the entire moment and claimed it was all an act. According to him, the tears, the loving words, and the public display were nothing more than a performance Kendall put on for attention. He suggested that everything about it was planned to impress the crowd and shape a certain image. Then he went even further. Even though he admitted that he and Fantasia are not on speaking terms, he said he still felt responsible for protecting her. He accused Kendall of taking large amounts of her money behind her back. He claimed Kendall had people removed from her team to hide what was really happening financially. These are serious accusations, especially considering how private Fantasia and her husband have been throughout their marriage. They rarely respond to rumors and usually stay away from public drama. After such a joyful night, many people thought Fantasia would ignore her father's comments and move on. Instead, she responded strongly. She shared his mugshot online and included details about his recent arrest. In her message, she made it clear that she was done staying quiet. She said she could no longer call him her father and described him only as a donor. She explained that she and her mother had protected his image for years, But now he had crossed a line by attacking her husband. She reminded everyone that she is the CEO of her businesses and that Kendall serves as president, questioning how he could steal from her when she is fully aware of her finances. Her reaction showed just how broken their relationship is. This was not a small disagreement. It sounded like years of frustration coming to the surface. Fantasia has often spoken about the hardships she faced in the music industry. She has shared stories about financial struggles, limited education, and having to rebuild her life more than once. During those difficult times, she has never mentioned her father stepping in to help. That silence speaks volumes. Their issues are not new. In 2006, her father filed a lawsuit against her publisher for $10 million over how he was described in her memoir, Fantasia. Life is not a fairy tale. Although he did not sue her directly, the move created tension and raised eyebrows. If he truly wanted to protect her, many wonder why he chose to handle things publicly instead of privately. Some people believe his criticism may come from resentment, especially seeing her succeed on her own. Still, there are questions floating around. Kendall surprised Fantasia with an 11-carat diamond ring, which could cost anywhere from $200,000 to over $1 million depending on its quality. That naturally makes people curious about where the money came from. Kendall does have a past that includes felony charges, with his last legal issue dating back to 2007. After that period, he worked at a logistics warehouse and eventually started his own company, Courier Logics LLC. Later, that business merged with Metro Transportation Services, where he reportedly owned a large share and served in a leadership role. There were rumors that his company faced financial trouble before the merger, but details remain unclear. Since marrying Fantasia, the couple has launched joint ventures, including Rock Soul Entertainment. Kendall has publicly stated that he built his own foundation before their relationship began. He even said he suggested signing a prenuptial agreement to protect her assets, though she was not interested in having one. At the end of the day, this situation feels deeply personal. It is a family conflict playing out in public, filled with old wounds, serious accusations, and strong emotions. Whether there is truth in the claims or not, one thing is certain: the damage between Fantasia and her father runs deep, and it does not appear to be healing anytime soon.
I asked for the prenup. A prenup wasn't put on me. I asked for it because I had business partners that I needed to protect, and I needed to make sure her family knew that I had no intentions on coming after anything that she had established before she met me. I wanted to create a runway where we could just experience love with each other and figure out what this natural feeling was that we were exploring, that was just exploding in both of us, that provoked us to get married after.
Then Kendall made a comment that caught people's attention. He said he does not need to steal because he helped build everything. That statement raised eyebrows. Some began to wonder what he really meant. If he has been by Fantasia's side for 11 years and played a role in her businesses, does he feel entitled to the money they earned during that time? It is hard to say, but being closely involved in her companies would naturally give him access to financial matters. Another concern people mentioned is what could happen if their marriage ever ended. In many divorces, assets built during the relationship can be divided, even when there is a prenuptial agreement. If Kendall could prove that he contributed to growing the business, he might have a legal argument. That possibility alone makes some fans uneasy. At the same time, others believe Fantasia's father may not be completely wrong, even if he handled things poorly. Going online with serious accusations was not the best move, but some feel he could simply be warning his daughter. People have seen similar situations play out before with other celebrity couples, and it does make fans cautious. Fantasia has also had complicated relationships in the past, which adds to the concern. Some critics even argue that if her father has a troubled history himself, he might recognize certain patterns in others. Still, none of this proves that Kendall has done anything wrong. In the end, this is a private matter that has become public. The real question is whether Fantasia should seriously consider her father's warning or continue trusting the man she chose.